Hello again. Yes, I've got another Carbot. Yes, it arrived today, but not without a customs charge. Bastards. Flipping bastards. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, another Carbot. Yes, I've got another Carbot. And here he is, look. Yes, say hello to Hello Carbot's Ghost Chaser True. Funny name. Now this isn't a usual transforming toy review, because this guy is unusual in that he goes from a vehicle into a beast mode. He doesn't have a robot mode as such. He's a robotic beast, and he's a feral robotic beast. Well, the first episode of the show where he appears, which is what is it, episode 2 of season 2, where he first appears, he's a feral beast running around in the woods and scaring the locals, just running around and howling at night. Yeah, so I decided to pick this guy up. Now, before we get into the toy, let's have a quick look at the box. And typical Carbot box. It's quite large. It's got lots of pretty graphics all over it and Korean writing. It's got all pictures on the side, on the top, and on the back. Obviously, you've got a load of Korean bump and some pictures of the toy and Chatan, the kid who's the main character in the show. So yeah, here we have True. T-R-U-E, True, as in truthful. They've got some funny names, these Carbots. Yeah. Now, he's called the Ghost Chaser. Now, in season 2, there's a couple of episodes that I've seen which they've got this big muscle-bound guy with a big G written all over his suit, and he can, using mystical powers, he can command ghosts. And he keeps bringing ghosts out and doing all sorts of mischief. And True turns up in episode 2, and in other episodes they actually use him to hunt down the ghosts and deal with them. But anyway, this is True. This is his vehicle mode. Now, unlike the other Carbots, which are licensed replicas of Hyundais, This guy is different. He's some fictitious vehicle that they've made up especially for the job. He's some really chunky sort of armoured car type thing. You know, like, you know, kind of reminds me of those vehicles that the American troops are driving around in Afghanistan. You know, the things. I don't know what the official name for them are, but it kind of reminds me of that. It's got big chunky wheels. It rolls very well. The wheels are pegged and the rims are painted. It's got a nice silver grille with a Carbot face logo, like what's on the Rubik's Cube that Chatan has. Which, strangely enough, in the episode 2, where True appears, Chatan loses the Rubik's Cube, and courtesy of True, he gets the watch instead, and the Rubik's Cube transforms into a tile which goes on top of the watch, and using that he can then summon the Carbots. But anyway, he's got his chrome grille, he's got transparent lenses in the front, he's got a big chunky sort of gunmetal bumper, he's got blacked out windows, lots of, you know, sort of moulding detail on the top. He's got like moulded door handles and petrol caps on the side. On the back, he's got some transparent amber lenses. Again, a big bumper, some silver paint details. Underneath, it's all robot junk. But yeah, it's quite heavy, very solid thing, very solid vehicle. And looking on the box, you see it on the bottom there. This one's made in Vietnam and not China, so the build quality on this is absolutely rock solid. Not like Prawn, who I reviewed last time. So yeah, he's very chunky. And it's this big, really angular, armoured vehicle. Yeah, there's not a lot you can say about his vehicle mode, only it's big, it's red, it's chunky, it's angular, and it's really hard. So there we are. Now, to transform this guy into his beast mode, like all other Carbots, quite simple to transform, quite intuitive, lots of clicky ratchets, and this guy, because he's a quadruped rather than a biped, he seems to have a few extra articulation joints over the other Carbots, though he doesn't have quite as many articulation joints as I would have preferred, but we'll get into that. So anyway, to transform him, you've got these side panels, which if I'll put it up that way, they're sort of pegged in here and at the front. So you undo those, they are quite tightly pegged in, and they're on these hinge joints that go to the front. So you unpeg those on both sides. Then you come onto the top, and then you've got the roof section here, which is very firmly pegged into here. So you disconnect that and pull that back. That's his tail. Now his head is on this. There's a springy thing inside the body which springs it out. So you bring his head forward. Then the front legs. Look underneath, you unpeg them, bring them forward like that, and the back legs, you bring this section down and then just pull the legs out, and then finally you bring these panels back in and they peg in either side of the neck, and there we are. There is true. I just need to the back piece. You just need to unpeg that as well. There is True in his robot mode. Yeah, he's a big red dog, a big red wolf. Now he in the episode, which I'll put a link down below to the episode where this guy appears. Like I said, see episode 2 of season 2. Basically, there's this thing running around in the woods at night and howling, and it's scaring the locals. So Chatan and the Carbots go into the woods, and then they come across this guy. Now he drives up to him, transforms into a wolf, and Dandy here decides to have a go because Dandy thinks, oh, it's just a little doggy. I'll have at it. It then grows to like 3 times its normal size, and whoa, Then, because all the Carbots are there, Pentastorm, the truck combiner, combines, and they have a bit of a face-off. True, sort of leaps at Pentastorm. He puts an energy field up, an energy barrier, and then something weird happens. The Rubik's Cube that Chatan's holding in his hand leaps out of his hand and throws it, gets sucked into the void between the two robots when they're just about to have at each other, and then True shoots some beams out of his eyes and materialises the watch. Then the cube sort of folds down into a tile, goes on top of the watch, and then this mystical voice starts talking, the voice of Meister. I did that little mini bot that turns into a pony. Well, he's Meister, and apparently he's some sort of leader of the Carbots, or I don't know the full ins and outs of it, but I think he's sort of like the old leader of the Carbots. I don't know. Anyway, his voice starts coming out, and then as soon as Chatan puts the watch on, then True, instead of being a feral beast, is tamed, and he's acting like a little doggy. He's wagging his tail all over the place, and everybody's happy. Some of the other episodes in season 2 where this guy appears, he's helping them to track down, you know, bad guys, mostly ghosts. There's at least 2 episodes which have got ghosts in, and the one with the little fountain of the pissing boy is quite a funny episode because he makes Chatan wet his bed, and then eventually they. A couple of the Carbots get summoned, and so does this guy, and they go after him. But anyway, onto the toy. Now, as you can see, he's not a robot. He's not a biped robot. He's a quadruped. He transforms into a big beast, a huge, great robotic wolf thing. Now, he does have quite a lot of joints. Let's go into the articulation. His head. Now, it folds out of the middle of the car and comes forward, so the neck can go, you know, more or less all the way back. The head goes down that far, and it goes up that far, and it does have an opening mouth like so. Now, this is one of my little minor quibbles. I wish they would have had a rotational joint in the head, so that the head could turn from side to side, or a twist joint so that it could like lean its head to one side, kind of like the joint that's on the head of Age of Extinction Dinobot Scorn. If they'd have put a joint like that on his head, fantastic. Another thing about True that's unusual, he's actually got working light piping. See? Which is the first Carbot I've owned who's actually got working light piping. Anyway, moving down, front of the vehicle, you've got the forelegs. Now, they're on these joints which go out to 45 degrees here, so you can splay the front legs. It's got rotational joints, so he's got effectively got bicep swivels, which is a first for a Carbot as well. So they go all the way round on both legs. He's got ratcheted elbows, which go from there to there, so you get about 90 degrees of movement on them. And then you've got the feet, which in transformed position there, and they go out to there. So with those joints, and then obviously you've got a ratchet up there as well. So you've got ratchet there, tilt there, twist there, ratchet, and then a joint there. So you're pretty well covered for articulation on the front legs. Moving to the back, you've got the tail, which is in 2 joints. This is just a loose hinge joint. This bit has got a bit more friction and pressure on it. Now, there is a peg on the back of the tail and a pegging point here, so you can do that with it. So you can fold it over and it will move up and down, or you can have it up, moving back. You can pose it more or less where you want. Again, no other joints rather than just swivels. Plain pivot joints, pivot there. Would have been nice if it had a ball joint or something so you can get a little bit more articulation on it, but that's fine. The body doesn't move. In the show, he has quite a bit of articulation in his hindquarters as they move this way and that way. So again, could have done with an articulation joint in there to make it a bit more show accurate. Moving to his backside. Now the back legs are on these rotational joints which go like that, so you can splay his back legs as well. There is the ratchet, which is part of the transformation joint, which goes round like that, about 180 degrees. You then have the effectively the elbow, which goes from there through to there. So it's a soft ratchet on those, and then the foot, which is again on a friction joint. No, it hasn't got swivels on the back legs like it has on the front, unfortunately. So there, that's pretty much all the articulation covered. He's quite big, size comparison. Let's have him next to Dandy. I mean, he's big that way rather than that way. But another size comparison I can do for you. Here he is next to Combiner Wars Megatron. Here he is next to Combiner Wars Dragstrip. So yeah, he's pretty big bot. Now this guy, I paid £47.58 for this guy with free shipping from an eBay seller in Korea. But because I got a customs hit on it, which was £17.17, it cost me £64.75. So that's quite a lot of money. But these Carbots, the big ones, are extremely well made, especially the Vietnamese made ones. You know, awesome plastic quality. Again, loaded with ratchets. Nice, big, chunky, heavy engineering. Could have a few more articulation joints, especially on these ones. They look fantastic. Obviously, they're missing intermediate articulation joints like you know bicep swivels and stuff like that. But this guy has effectively got that. So anyway, yeah, true, the Ghost Chaser. Yeah, so yeah, that's I'm leading the field when it comes to Western Carbot reviews. That's 6 I've done now, so I'm 6 for 6. So that's TFR Wilderness 6, Ben's Collectibles 3, and the rest of the Western world 0. Yes, nobody else bothers to review these, and I can't understand why, because they're simply amazing. Yeah. So yeah, another Carbot. I am planning on getting some more Carbots, but as we're getting sort of onto the back end of the year, I don't want to be buying any more international parcels. So I'll probably wait till the new year before I make any further purchases. There's quite a few characters from Season 2. I've recently discovered that they're doing a version of Pony Meister that's this size. So they're doing a big Pony Meister, which I'm quite happy about. So I'll be definitely getting hold of one of those. I definitely want a Hawk. I want Grandeur Hawk. They are doing some die-cast ones, like the big bots, these size bots, but with die-cast parts. I've only ever seen one bot in the series that's got the die-cast parts, and that's a rehash of Ace. But if they do Hawk with the die-cast parts, I might get Hawk with the die-caster. So I'm holding out on Hawk at the moment. They do repaints of the characters. They do them in different colours. And they've done about, was it 3 repaints of Hawk? They've done as many repaints of Ace. Dandy's got a couple of repaints, but he's other 2 versions of the ambulance modes. And then you've got the other new characters that have come into the fray. You've got Artie, the samurai bot. He's quite cool. You've also got Born, the Genesis Coupe, the lime green Genesis Coupe. He's kind of like a well, yeah, Born. He's a spy. He's a spy bot. So whenever he appears, he does his black smoke screen and smokes everybody out, which is quite funny. And then there's other characters which have been shown in the previews of up-and-coming episodes. There's this trio of bots. There's the one that's a police car, one that's a racing car, and there's one that's another kind of car. Not sure what their names are. Their names are sort of mentioned in the opening sequence, but it's said in Korean, and it said so fast I can't quite catch the names. And then there's the bus, the big blue bus combiner. Oh man, I think his name's Saber, and he looks absolutely incredible. He's a triple changer. I imagine he's going to be a bus about this big that turns into a robot that big, and he's a triple changer. He's got a vehicle mode, a robot mode, and a beast mode. He turns into a gorilla as well. And the colours, shocking pink and Nanking blue. The colours are amazing, and I'm all about colours. So yeah, as soon as that thing comes out, I am getting it. I am getting it. So yeah, there's plenty more Carbots on the horizon. Episodes of the season are being uploaded on the Choir Rock Factory channel. New episodes air every Tuesday. So yeah, if you want to check out Carbots, look at the links down below. I'll put a couple of episodes which feature True. And it's all in Korean. Sorry about that. There's no double subbed versions. It's all in Korea, but if you just watch it and get used to watching it, you can get a rough gist of what's going on in the episodes. But it's a great show. I really enjoy it, and the toys are amazing. Check them out. Why don't you? So yeah, that's me. Another Carbot review. Signing out. See yous. Bye.